you posted a video on an intense practice of forgiveness between you and someone, that there was a lot of resentment in both ways.
Yep.
But you knew it was causing you a lot of damage. You wanted to heal it.
Yep.
And you had a prayer, which was a wonderful prayer. I give this relationship to the Holy Spirit so that we both might be free.
Mm-hmm.
And you would keep coming back to it, no matter how many times that person came
100
in.
times a day. 100 times a day.
And that was the trigger that
Yep.
sparked the Kundalini,
Mm-hmm.
spontaneous Kundalini awakening, which also altered your consciousness to allow you to open up as a channel, right?
Yep. That's my understanding. That was what the resentment had been there for such a long time. And when I say resentment, this doesn't mean that the person has done anything wrong. It's just how our minds work. It picks a scapegoat it's going to blame. It could be your mother, it could be your father, it could be a teacher, it could be somebody who abused you when you were a child, whatever. But because I'd been doing the course for 12 years at that point, I knew that my mind was the problem. It was repeatedly blaming this person for, this person was, let's say, taking up space in my head all the time. And so I made a promise to myself that I would get rid of this resentment. I knew, because I was a Course in Miracles student, I knew that it was a resentment. I knew my ego was using it to attack somebody. And I was so sick of it. This was years and years and years of forgiveness practice and this person was still in my mind. I just took the bit in my teeth and I said, I'm getting rid of this. I'm getting rid of this. And the way I knew how to do this was to pray about it, was to offer it up to the Holy Spirit and Jesus so that they could do it, because I couldn't seem to do it. And to refuse to tell the story that my ego wanted to tell. So that was really how I used the prayer. When that image came up in my mind of the person who my ego wanted to attack or judge or make guilty, I would say the prayers. So please heal my perception so that I can see the truth, and I hand this relationship over to the Holy Spirit so we can both be free. And I would suggest to anyone that's got a resentment that that's exactly what you do. When the person comes up in your mind that you want to attack, and it's very easy these days, we've got some wonderful subjects in social media about whom we can pray. Instead of going down the rabbit hole with the ego mind into judgment, and this person's bad, this person's guilty, they shouldn't be doing this. As soon as they show up in your mind, you go, I'm not telling the story. I want to tell the story. I hand this relationship, because you have a relationship with a character, even if they're on your social media screen, you have a relationship with them. You hate them. Let's say it's a special relationship. You stop yourself telling the story. They shouldn't be doing this. They're bad. This is going to hurt me, or whatever the story is. You stop yourself telling the story and you say, please heal my perception so I can see the truth. Every single being is loved by the divine. Every single being is loved in the eyes of God. That's the truth. Whether you believe it or not, that is the truth. And then to hand the relationship over. But what you will find is, if the ego has picked a certain person to hate, you will have to interfere in that thought process constantly at first, because you've been indulging in this special relationship of hatred, let's say, or judgment. For you maybe have had a thought about this person 1,000,000 times. So you literally have, neural pathways with that person's name on it, And so that's what I decided in that 6 months before I started to open to channel, was that I was going to get rid of this resentment. And so that's what I did. I refused to tell the story that my mind wanted to tell. And I would say those prayers. And I would say there were days that it would be 100 times a day. And that sounds crazy, but it's no less crazy than having a mind filled with a resentment.